Whoa. What is this, man?
Still time to save polar bears. If steps are taken on global warming, threatened species still has a chance.
Do you know what the process is of greenhouse gases?
Greenhouse gases are found in the atmosphere that we live in. For the most part, we are responsible for these greenhouse gases. For example, carbon dioxide levels have spiked in the last 50 years, more than they have in the past 250 years. This is because we are polluting the air way more with the increase of car and factory pollution.
Сьогодні буває погода дуже неопределена. Люди, вони не знають, яка погода буде. Часом буває дощ, часом сніг. І багато це через наш поступок. Ми часом ріжемо дерево багато, і це забирає природу, мішає з тим. І коли камні копають, то це теж буває, багато газів відпускає. І коли ми так робимо, то це дуже буває несправедливо для нас. І ми буваємо люди дуже нечесні до других людей. І це все, що я хотів сказати.
We are addicted to oil. We are less than 5% of the planet's population, but use 25% of its oil. And our addiction is fueling climate change and making us dependent on foreign imports. But a carbon cap will force us to pay for the oil we burn and the carbon we emit, and slow our consumption. We must find new sources of energy, we must break our addiction, we must learn, we must act, we must stop. We must.
What is your favorite type of meat?
I love the beef with the beef and the ball. You put the ball in the soup. It's good. The noodle, the beef noodle is so good.
I like beef too.
Okay.
It's good.
Oh! My name's Emily, and I love beef.
I love beef as well.
I live for beef. No.
Another greenhouse gas is water vapor. Hopefully you guys all know what water vapor is. For example, it is like a cloud. When the earth is heated by the sun's ultraviolet and infrared light that hits the earth will absorb some of it, and some of it will reflect back out into the space. But when there's clouds in the air, they will trap the heat and reflect it back down to the earth, which will cause the earth to heat up. For example, during the nights, if there's clouds in the sky, the infrared lights will get trapped and causes the earth to stay warmer than usual, and you won't get frost in the morning. If the sky is clear, you would get frost in the morning.
None like it hot! You're probably wondering why your ice cream went away. Well, Susie, the culprit isn't foreigners, it's global warming.
Global wapple?
Yeah. Meet Mr. Sunbeam. He comes all the way from the sun to visit Earth.
Hello, Earth. Just popping in to brighten your day. La 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 la. And now, I'll be on my way.
Not so fast, Sunbeam. We're greenhouse gases. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh! Ah! No! Ah! Oh! Oh, God, it hurts!
Pretty soon, Earth is chock full of sunbeams. They're rotting corpses heating our atmosphere.
And now, our guest speaker from the other group of how does factors affect climate, we have Emily. Emily, what do you know about greenhouse gases?
They're bad.
Cool. Can you expand a little?
Well, aren't you the expert on the subject? Why don't you tell me?
Busted.
Okay. Well, I think greenhouse gases are gases. I think it's like gases that stay in the atmosphere. They thicken the atmosphere, right? They thicken the atmosphere even though the ozone layer, which is also, okay. So the ozone layer is part of the atmosphere. It's thinning, but the rest of the atmosphere is thickening because of the greenhouse gases, right?
Yeah.
So when the sun comes down and the solar radiation heats up the Earth, it used to be that a lot of the radiation goes back out into space, but because the atmosphere is thickening, more of the radiation is bouncing off the atmosphere and staying back in the Earth, heating it up again. So that's why our climate is changing and it's so hot.
What's your favorite meat?
Beef.
The major greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, or the one that climatologists seem to be making up a fuss about, is the carbon dioxide here, is that the levels have been rising. Now, depending on which side of the argument you are on, whether that be you are saying climate change is happening, that the globe is increasing in temperature, and that is because of carbon, then you're thinking that the carbon levels are directly responsible for it. Now, the other side will argue that carbon dioxide isn't really playing much of a role in the overall climate change of the planet. Now, both sides say that, oh, the carbon levels are going up and the temperature is going up, and the trends seem to be sort of in line. Now, that's for the people that are arguing that yes, the climate is warming up. Now, the people that are arguing against it take a look at the graph, and then they analyze the levels of carbon between and the time, and they find that the levels of carbon seem to follow the rise, seem to come after the temperature spikes. Now, that is most likely because the carbon sinks in the oceans are huge. So, if other causes are leading to the planet warming up, then the carbon in the oceans will warm up, and the carbon in the oceans is released. So as the climate gets warmer, there's more carbon in the atmosphere. Now, say it suddenly started getting colder, the carbon would once again go back into the oceans and other major carbon sinks. Now, the other cause the carbon gets in, another major carbon contributing for carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is forests. Now, forests, they filter out a lot of carbon dioxide out of the air, they use it to produce their own plant food, and what happens is that it gets put back into the soil and is stored there. However, what's happening is that forest fire, especially in Africa and rainforests, forests are getting cut down, and those forests are then being burned just to clear the land, so that the wood's basically wasted. It produces some short-term fertilizer, but overall it does release a ton of carbon into the air. And once again, volcanoes also release tons of CO2 into the air, just because that's also being stored in the crust of the earth and in the inner layers. So when the volcano goes off, so is all that carbon.